Yo boys, back with another video. Unfortunately there's no sound in this video either because for some reason it keeps like silencing it on my PC, so I'll have to make sure I keep doing that, but it's whatever. You guys don't really care for the sound anyway because nobody complains about it. But um these are some games with the one shot that I was trying out, and it's not bad, but the problem is like healer DPS wise, when if you face a healer and a DPS that's like a warrior or any plate, it kind of just doesn't work. Now, if this had the like if you vanished and you got like the legendary crit from Shadowlands, this would be like a pretty god tier uh build. But without it, because like sometimes I'll vanish here just to get more just get like because you get subterfuge, I'm pretty sure with this build, so I'll end up just using vanish for that. So I'm gonna sap here. I open on him with everything. I think we'll see. Yep. So I open up on him with everything. So as you can see, the damage is kind of, this is on a plate, so it's definitely not going to do as much as it would on like anything else. But as you can see, we almost end up killing him. It's not necessarily a one shot. It's more like a. So as you can see, we're kind of my druid hasn't even came out of stealth yet. See, she's just sitting there now. She finally comes out. She's healing me now, and I bomb here just so that mage hasn't been able to cast a single button yet. So he finally gets it off. I just blind him. So I DR blind him, and then she cyclones him all on top of that, and then he dies, and then I kick him. So this guy has yet to get his one thing off, and now he's still trying to get it off. So he hasn't even got to cast a single ability yet, and he's just been trying to get it off the entire game. And on top of that, he gets sapped. So this guy gets played with. Very unfortunate for him, but that's what you get. And he ends up just leaving, which is understandable. So I run disarm another rogue mage, and pretty much here, they actually played pretty solid. My druid, I actually was telling her what to do. Like, I tell her, what to click. So basically, if I tell her to trinket, she'll trinket. If I tell her to ironbark me, she'll ironbark me. She basically just clicks buttons when I tell her to. So I'm pretty much playing two classes, but she's actually pretty solid. She's not, like, as bad as you would think. She's actually, like, she does some plays that sometimes I don't even say anything, which is, pretty god tier. So I end up opening here. It's not, this is a fake go. So this is what happens when you open. So I got full kidney now. Now he shadowy duels me. He kidneys me. I'm gonna trinket blind, then gouge his trinket. So see, since he didn't evasion on top, that's why I evasion on top of it. So then if they trinket, or if they get out of it, they can't do anything. So here I end up sapping his vanish. He actually ends up living here, which is kind of unfortunate because he just has a double vanish or whatever. So I end up getting him out. I rupture him, or actually I try to rupture him. I disarm him on his disarm. He pre-sheeps me. So this is where they're probably going to set up. My druid's still in stealth, so my druid has yet to come out and do anything. So here I smoke bomb just to keep the mage from doing anything. I could have saved it, but I didn't. So this is where Ironbark would be the best. But he ends up just running for the blind, which is not bad, but he ended up sheeping on top of it. So I end up kicking the re-sheep. I end up kinning him, and I'm pretty sure he just ends up. Actually, no, he lives here because I don't have a dance. That's like the one thing with sub rogue. Your dances just you never have dance. For some reason, they had the bright idea of nerfing the dances. So like instead of being able to at least use a dance to do your setup, now you don't even get dance charges. It's like, dude, it's like the reset. Like if you get 6 combo points worth of eviscerate points, you'll get like 2 seconds off your shadow dance. Like what is that? That is disgusting. That is disgusting. But here I end up trying to chase him. I'm kind of just waiting for the rogue to open again. So I end up kicking him. He ends up opening on the kick, so now he can't sheep. He ends up missing the DB on me on the kidney. So here she's in bear form. So what I told her, if we're both full HP, she's just gonna sit in bear form. That way they're not able to do setups unless he rings. But he ends up getting taken out here. I can just go behind him and eviscerate him through his chi death. And yeah, it was pretty. Yeah, she still had trinket. She had iron bark. And this is like a prime example of how this build can be. This game, it does a lot of damage. It's just the one issue with the build is obviously plates is like the one weakness to this build because obviously it doesn't matter what spec you are, plates are just tanks complete. So here I end up, getting my set. I end up getting my calm points. I blind, so I end up breaking my own blind because she ends up cycloning, so I can break it. So here he ends up pet sacking, but I end up going through pet sack, and we end up killing him through it. So I trinket disarm, and I guess he wasn't prepared for it, and he ends up just dying. So instead of just trinket turtling, or honestly just turtling, because he probably thought pet sack was enough, but it wasn't, and he got taken out. I don't know why I'm getting this map so much, but whatever. Another hunter comp. I'm gonna open here. I'm gonna get my combo points, and then we're gonna swap to the hunter here. So I blind here. I'm gonna Kenny. As you can see, we're gonna pop off here. I bomb here. It is an orc, so it's kind of unfortunate. So we end up opening. As you can see, it's not bad damage at all. I end up shadowy doing. I end up I actually end up almost killing him here twice in a row. So he ends up using his heal. So as you can see, but this entire build, it does damage. That's for sure. The problem is like I said, it's not a build that's really get high rated because it's you don't have that constant pressure. It's just like it's like a one hit wonder. And if you face a plate, you'll never beat a plate. Like it's not really possible to you have to be playing rogue mage or like a double DPS. This is mainly for just for low CR, like under 1800. Now, if you have like a good mage or not even a good mage, just like a double DPS comp, or you just get lucky comps and you don't faceplate, then it can be good, obviously. But otherwise, it's not the best. Obviously, the druid that I'm playing with is still under geared, so she's in blue. She's gotten some of her crafted pieces so far, but this is like she's very under geared. And obviously she's playing a Residor, which honestly, they're insanely broken. Even with her gear, she's able to like out heal everybody. It's pretty disgusting, even when she faces other druids. So it is pretty nice. So once she actually gets gear, it's gonna be nice. But I'll probably end up playing my warrior with her or something like that. I end up actually destroying him here, as you can see. So that's just some of the build there that you can, it's you have that extra chance when you have secret out because you get huge eviscerates, and he didn't have his pet out, so my secret tech only hit him, and he ended up just getting 100 out. So that was nice. And there it is. Now, honestly, if you played with the Disc Priest and they gave you PI and Dark, this might be it might be able to kill somebody like a plate. So honestly, if you tried it with a Disc Priest and they gave you Dark Arc and PI, I honestly think you can kill a plate. I'm pretty sure we this is a long, long game and we ended up losing this game. But as you can see, if you see how much setup we did for this, it is actually disgusting that we were able to lose this. So we end up getting almost killing him through his dab with the swords because I keep backstepping, eviscerating because you can hit him through the back. And I end up kinning him off this, so like we got the most CC here. We got a sap, no a cyclone, and two a kidney on the healer, and then we got trinket. So we've gotten a lot of CDs here. We've gotten dab with the swords. This is where he pops off his damage. I end up disarming him. He ends up popping off. I end up just using my I just end up getting out of there. She ends up cycloning the warrior on his burst because I basically tell her when the cyclone. Now the problem is she doesn't have drinks at this point, which I didn't know, and she just needs to use her racial for drinking. So she needs to run away and just go drink because we basically lost this because of mana. Like as you can see, the mana difference is disgusting. This Disc Priest is almost 80% mana from the entire game. Now I don't know if he got a drink or not, but I don't think so. But maybe, possibly. And it was kind of sucks because the warrior can kind of self heal himself because like obviously I only have setup damage, so like no matter how hard I set up, it's not gonna matter that much. So honestly, I wanted to gouge into a. I tell her not to cyclone here because it's DR. And now she can cyclone. We'll see if she does it. So now with the next cyclone, she can hit it off. I end up trying to kick it. I kick here. She ends up trying to get the cyclone. I think. Let's see. So I'm waiting for it. I cheap shot for her. I Kenny or I stun. She ends up getting full cyclone. Like again, like I said, the build is just it's really hard on point. It just really is. I was very close to killing this guy plenty of times. So like here, this is another situation where if I had a little bit more damage, he just ends up getting a swap here. So like a little bit more damage and I would have killed, but I am fully geared to the brim. There's nothing more I can possibly do to get me more damage. I've not only am I running this one-shot build or this sketchy build, and honestly, I kind of like this build better than any of the other ones because you get actual burst dam, whether it's not the best or not, it's still burst dam. Now it's obviously not going to be good in solo shuffle. Maybe it could be at low rated just to like maybe shadowy duel like a leather because like you can kill if they don't have trinket and you have everything. You're probably most likely going to be able to kill her or get him very close. Like wait until he's like 80% and then do it, and then you're probably guaranteed the kill. But otherwise, it's not the best. And yeah, I mean, these were not bad games at all. I mean, these guys aren't playing terrible either. As you can see, the Disc Priest is still 100% mana, while my Druids has been cycloning and swapping cyclones. But she doesn't have drinks, so at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter because this guy is 100% mana the entire game. I end up smoke bombing, I end up blinding so he can't death me, and I pretty much I try to. It kind of sucks that you can't sap all of it, so I knew I couldn't sap, so I just ended up shadowy doing instead, and she ends up cycloning DR. Let's see what I do after this. I could gouge him. I end up not gouging. Probably wasn't even worth it. We'll see. Yeah, no. So I end up not doing it because I don't have any damage. I don't have a shadow dance. I have flag backup, but really no damage right now. I mean, I have tech coming up as well. I end up getting combo points here. She ends up cycloning the warrior. And as you can see, the mana difference here, he ends up dying with the sword in air, and I end up going on it, which probably wasn't the best idea since, I'm a rogue. But it's really all about dampening. I mean, really, I honestly, I wasn't even paying attention to this guy's mana at the time. I honestly thought he was almost. Because, like, I didn't think a Disc Priest was able to do that. But I guess I'm, I haven't played in like a month or two, so maybe something's changed with Disc Priest mana. But this guy is 100% mana, and I don't even know what the damp is. It's 55% damp, and he's 100% mana. So I don't know if he's just doing damage to heal, or what the new playstyle is for Disc, but, uh, whatever. So my Druid's at this point in time, so it's pretty much a GG. Um, there's really not much we can do about it because she doesn't have drinks. I mean, and by the way, this is like she hasn't played Druid all season really, and I just decided I was like, yo, okay, well, Holy Priestess ain't working out. We're not able to win because like she before anybody else. So I was like, okay, let's just hop on the Druid. It's like 10 times better than any 2's class in the game for healing. Might as well just play it. Everyone's playing it, or they're either playing Priest or Druid, and Druid will always beat a Priest usually, because like everything's damp. So obviously a Druid's gonna be able to beat everything. And I end up getting him the 1% here. If only I didn't have if I just had a Shadow Dance and if I wasn't just like I just never have a Shadow Dance. It's actually crazy that I ended up just DR blinding just to try to save myself. I was panicked. And I probably just should have blind the warrior, but she's at this point. I knew we were kind of just dead, so I ended up just stunning him for a last, effort. But he still had trinket for it. It didn't matter at all. But yeah, if only I had an extra shadow dance. But it's kind of just ridiculous how long I had to wait for a shadow dance. And these are low CR players. It's like 17, 1800, and it's like I don't have a chance versus some of these players. Like the only people that I know I can beat that are actually skillful is Rogue Mage, like double DPS. Double DPS, when it comes to skill and me playing good, I can beat those. However, when it comes to like a warrior or any healer DPS, it's like it all comes down to if I get a crit or if I can do this or this or this. Like it doesn't come down to me CCing or me doing this. It just comes down to me specifically getting crits, and if I don't, we lose. So here I tell her to ironbark me. So she should have just ironbarked me instantly, like the moment they started busting on me. So I ended up being a real sketchy. So I end up shadow doing him. I end up cloaking on top of that. So I end up sapping his vanish here. So I get him back out. I end up cheap shotting him again. So he has. I end up. I should rupture him here. So I end up just sitting on him. He ends up evasioning and cloaking. I'm not gonna trinket the gouge because if I play this wrong, I'm gonna die. So I end up getting him out again. He ends up setting up on me, but my druid's just sitting in cat form, so that it's not like they can do anything. I end up blinding. He ends up blocking my blind. His cancel macro. I don't know if he right clicked it or what, but they ended up going. I ended up pre-bombing, so he can't sheep. My Yeah, it was just a total lockdown situation. Now this next game was this assassination, and if you guys enjoyed the rogue build and all that, and if you want to see more of it, now obviously it's not technically a one shot, but I don't know what I'm gonna put in the title, but it's whatever. Here I didn't actually replace my trinket because I ended up swapping. I ended up getting a new trinket because I wasn't even fully geared till tonight. I still had to get my new neck and my trinket. So here I actually didn't have trinket. So they actually could have killed me. And this guy's weren't running the one-shot build that I'm running. So honestly, I thought this was just gonna be an easy game. Obviously, I know this guy's Nelf because he's in stealth, so I know he's gonna be in the starting room. I end up sapping him here, and I end up opening him on with a gouge with a kidney. He ends up trinketing. Now I'm trying to trinket here, so I know he's bombed. So I'm like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna trinket. So I'm spamming my trinket right now, and I realize that I don't have it on. I have cheat death, but that's about it. So I end up putting my trinket on while my druid's getting blasted. I end up just popping off. Like, look at the mount. Look how fast this guy just gets melted by assassination here. Just absolutely just tarnished. Watch this. So I end up disarming the rogue, and I have Vendetta. I'm just gonna kidney him and watch how fast this guy just gets blown up. 1, 2, 3, about 3 seconds. So this guy, I know he's gonna one-shot me because he hasn't used blades or nothing. and he hasn't used blind. So I have trinket still. So thankfully I didn't trinket. So now I have trinket, blind, then gouge. That's the same thing. That's how you save yourself. And then the game's over. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. And I will see you guys in the next one. Let me know what you guys want to see next. But peace, boys.